Folks, President Biden wants to pass a new spending bill to boost the economy, but Republicans are trying to block the vote. And so, this is preventing millions of Americans from getting an extra stimulus payment this year. Who do you think is to blame for holding back our stimulus checks, everybody? Is it the Democrats or the Republicans who are holding back our stimulus check? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. And before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. On this channel, I always do my very best in providing you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information. So everybody, it means a lot to me if you can subscribe to my channel.
A major accomplishment already. The Senate Democrats are keeping our foot on the gas pedal. Our caucus is eager to get to work.
President Biden said his infrastructure and families agenda must be past the sustained economic momentum of his first 6 months in office, aiming to set the tone for a crucial week of congressional negotiations on the two bills. But a Wednesday deadline set by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on the bipartisan infrastructure bill was in doubt, as Republicans signaled they would block a procedural vote for now, while details are still being worked out. Senators are wrangling over how to pay for the new spending in the $1 trillion package of highway, water system, and other public work projects. At the same time, Democrats are developing the particulars of a separate bill that would invest a stunning $3.5 trillion nationwide across American lives, with support for families, education, climate resiliency, and other priorities that they aim to ultimately pass with solely Democratic support. Democrats hope to show progress on that bill. Senate Republican leaders threatened on Monday to block a vote later this week advancing a bipartisan infrastructure bill unless the negotiators strike a deal on it. Mitch McConnell said, "We need to see the bill before voting to go."
Let me begin by referring to the front page of today's Washington Post, the headline, Obama, Social Security on table, cuts offered in debt talks. Mr. President, I hope very much that that headline is wrong, because in fact, Social Security, which is perhaps the most successful federal program in the history of our country.
And Senator John Thune of South Dakota, another Republican, said, "I can't say we will have every Republican, but he's not going to get 60. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is making a major mistake if he moves ahead with a key test vote on the plan." In response, everybody, Chuck Schumer said, "I understand that both sides are working very hard to turn the bipartisan infrastructure framework into final legislation, and they will continue to have more time to debate, amend, and perfect the bill once the Senate votes to take up this crucial issue. But they have been working on this bipartisan framework for more than a month already, and it's time to begin the debate." Republicans have criticized Chuck Schumer for preparing the procedural vote on Wednesday and argued he's trying to undermine the negotiations. They are particularly hesitant to vote to advance a shell of a bill before the Congressional Budget Office determines how much it would add to the U.S. debt. What do you think about this, everybody? Do you agree with Republicans or Chuck Schumer? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. In addition, included in President Biden's American Rescue Plan is the Homeowner Assistance Fund, which was designed to help those struggling to pay their mortgage during the crisis. According to the IRS, funds from the Homeowners Assistance Fund may be used for assistance with mortgage payments, homeowners insurance, utility payments, and other specified purposes. The payment could provide billions of dollars in boost for struggling Americans. Yet the Homeowner Assistance Fund is less well known. It helps folks struggling with their house payments. The IRS said funds from this program may be used for assistance with mortgage payments, and the law prioritizes funds for homeowners who have experienced the greatest hardships. In addition, everybody, more than 3 million households were reported to be behind on their mortgage payments back in April. Yahoo Finance reports that homeowners who have been struggling with income since January 21, 2020 are eligible to receive the Homeowners Assistance Fund. Americans need to apply for HAF and prove their eligibility via the application. You can contact your state's housing agency to apply for the benefit. Meanwhile, both the IRS and U.S. Postal Service have created virtual kiosks to give Americans tracking tools to determine how much cash they're getting and when it's coming. The annual Social Security change is calculated based on the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. Should Social Security beneficiaries see a 6.1% increase to their monthly checks next year, it would mark the steepest annual adjustment since 1983. when recipients saw a 7.4% bump. The Senior Citizens League previously predicted the COLA for 2022 could be 5.3% based on data from May. In 2021, recipients received one of the lowest COLA measures increases in years, with an increase of just 1.3%, or about an extra $20 a month for retirees. The estimated figure could still be subject to change, and ultimately hinges on the economy's performance over the next few months, and whether the Federal Reserve raises interest rates to combat rising inflation. Folks, do you believe that SSDI beneficiaries should receive an increase in their Social Security benefits? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.
Saved a lot of lives, checks and tax cuts to give them just a little extra breathing room, ordinary Americans, and lower healthcare costs.
Is handling it is reckless, to say the least. And speaking of reckless, you look at the economic data these days, inflation is spiraling out of control, continues to hit highs that we haven't seen in a really long time, which drives up the cost for lower and middle income Americans the most, whether it's a stop at the grocery store or the gas station or the hardware store. It goes on and on. What we are seeing is an economic trend that is really concerning for many, many Americans, complicated by this administration's policies, which now include another proposed $5 trillion in spending, stimulus spending. My understanding is the Democrat leader was out here earlier talking about how the economy is taking off like a rocket. Well, all the spending that they're putting out there is adding gasoline to the fire, and it is exploding on the American people. And that is not going to be something that's going to be sustainable for the long term, certainly in a way that is of any benefit to the American people who right now, as I said, are suffering the cost of this. I hope that the administration will come to the conclusion that their reckless tax and spending spree needs to come to an end for the benefit of the American people.
The Democrats seem to be determined to bankrupt America. This spending spree, it's a reckless tax and spending spree. It really does seem to be Bernie's effort to socialism. It's his manifesto. It is the ultimate liberal wish list. It's taxes, it's regulations, it's spending, and to me this is radical, extreme, dangerous, and scary, because the American people will end up paying for it. Middle-class taxpayers will have to foot the bill. Families all across the country are already paying more than they were 6 months ago when Joe Biden came to office. $25 more to fill your tank, $25 more when you go to the grocery store for a weekly shopping.